Assalamu alaikum, and welcome back to Travel Diary. I am your host, Sharjeel, and today I want you to imagine something very simple. No drone shots, no dramatic music, just a wet road, yellow headlights, and the sound of a river running somewhere in the dark beside your car.
And I am Abdullah, sitting right there in the passenger seat that day, pretending to navigate, but mostly just watching raindrops race each other down the window.
Exactly. We are driving into Naran, it is evening, the Kunhar River is on our side, and suddenly those first big raindrops hit the windshield. You know that sound? 1, 2, then a whole curtain of water. The road shines, all the hotel signboards reflect on the tarmac, and the town feels completely different in a matter of minutes.
And right then, we both realize, quietly, that whatever plans we made in the sunshine back in Aptabad might not survive this rain.
Our original idea was very ambitious. Reach Naran, quick dinner, sleep early, then sunrise mission to Saif-ul-Mulook. You know the classic plan. Wake up at 4, Jeep by 5, photos by 6.
Yeah, and then you look at the clouds hanging so low that you cannot even see the top of the nearby hills. Forget about seeing reflections in the lake. Even the Jeeps in the bazaar looked like they were taking a break.
So step 1 in this rainy Naran story, find a place to stay without getting soaked, overcharged, or overwhelmed. Because when you enter Naran in the rain, all those hotel boards suddenly feel like they are shouting at you from the fog. We almost did that. We parked slightly off the main bazaar, near the riverside, where there are mid-range hotels lined up. Instead of jumping into the first lobby, we did one simple thing. We stood under a tin shade, let the rain calm down for 2 minutes, took a breath, and said, all right, 3 checks only: cleanliness, bathroom, and river noise. Guilty, but it is practical too. The hotels closer to the river usually have better views and that natural sound that covers the city noise. So we checked 2 or 3 places. Nothing fancy. Mid-range, clean, simple. One we rejected immediately because the corridor smelled damp and the sheets didn't look fresh. Rain plus damp room is a big no from me.
The second one, the manager was friendly, the lobby was warm, and when we asked, he did not hesitate to show the room. That is a good sign, by the way. If the staff are relaxed about showing you the bathroom, the balcony, the beds, usually they are not hiding anything.
We went up, and immediately I liked 2 things. First, the beds were simple, but the sheets looked properly washed. No weird stains, no strange smell. Second, we opened the balcony door, and the sound of the Kunhar River just filled the room. Even in the rain, maybe especially in the rain, the river becomes louder, more powerful.
And also a little bit colder. The wind came in like, welcome to Naran, please wear a jacket.
We did a quick negotiation, nothing dramatic. The season was moderate, not Eid holidays, not peak rush, and it was raining, so we had some leverage. Simple tip for you. In rainy weather, calmly ask, is this your final rate or is there a rainy day discount? Say it with a smile. You are not fighting, you are just checking. Often they will come down a little.
Yeah, and do that before you bring all your bags up. Once your backpack is on the bed, negotiation power goes down quickly.
So we got the room, dropped the bags, and did that classic tired traveler routine. Shoes off, jackets hanging on the back of chairs to dry, phone on charge, and then, automatically, the same sentence from both of us. Chai ho jai? Should we have tea?
That balcony became the highlight of the whole evening. It was not some luxury viewpoint, just a small space, 2 plastic chairs, a metal railing that was slightly cold to touch, and below us, the river just roaring, and above us, clouds sitting so low that you feel like they are resting on the mountains.
The rain had turned softer by then, more like a mist. You could hear it tapping on the tin roofs around us, smell the wet wood from nearby hotels, and the chai arrived in those plain cups that somehow always taste better in the mountains. No fancy cafe vibes, just hot, sweet tea and that constant, deep sound of the Kunhar. It almost slows your thoughts down.
And that is when the honest impressions start. You know how on Instagram everything is perfect? Sunsets, clear skies, perfect reflections. But sitting on that balcony, my first thought was, it is cold, it is wet, and tomorrow might be completely different from what we planned. And that is okay.
We started that small negotiation with ourselves. Do we still push for Saif-ul-Mulook at sunrise if it's raining like this? Are we ready for a cold, cloudy, possibly foggy ride? Or do we accept that maybe this trip is about something else? Slow walks, nearby viewpoints, tea, and listening to the river instead of chasing the perfect shot.
But before we solved the meaning of life, obviously, we went out to the bazaar for food.
Yes, priorities. So picture Naran Bazaar in light rain. Streetlights reflecting on wet stones, jeeps parked in a line, taillights glowing in the mist, shopkeepers standing under their small awnings, hands in pockets, chatting about the weather as if they're discussing a regular guest.
And everywhere, that mix of smells. Fresh pakoras frying, steam rising from big pots of karahi, the smell of wet dust, and occasionally that strong smell from a gear shop where everything is plastic and rubber and raincoats.
We walk slowly, not in the mood for a big adventure, just looking around. You'll see shops selling raincoats, umbrellas, cheap hiking sticks, warm caps. If you forgot a layer or a basic raincoat, you can easily pick something up here. It will not be the best quality in the world, but it will save your evening.
My rule is simple. In mountain bazaars, do not spend half your budget on gear last minute. Buy the basics. A plastic poncho, maybe a cap, some socks if yours are soaked. The fancy hiking shoes and jackets, get them from your home city where you can compare properly.
For dinner, we chose a very normal family-style restaurant. Nothing Instagrammable. We looked for 3 things again. Enough local families inside, simple menu, and the kitchen area at least looking organized when the waiter goes in and out. That evening, we ended up with dal fry, chicken karahi, and hot tandoori roti. When you are tired and it is raining, simple food feels like luxury.
And do not underestimate a big thermos of green tea in these places. It keeps arriving, glass after glass, and you slowly feel your body warming up again.
Walking back to the hotel, rain a bit lighter, full stomach, we both started the real conversation about the next morning. Saif-ul-Mulook or no Saif-ul-Mulook? The romantic answer is always yes. Go, explore. But the practical answer depends on 3 questions we now always ask.
Number 1, how is the weather actually looking after midnight? Do not just trust your evening mood. Check the forecast, ask your hotel manager, ask the jeep drivers. They know their routine. If even they are saying, "Bhai, kal mushkil lag raha hai," brother, tomorrow looks difficult, take that seriously.
Number 2, your own energy. Are you really ready to wake up at 4 after a long drive in the cold and potential rain and still enjoy it? If you are already exhausted, you might reach the lake and not appreciate it at all.
And number 3, backup options. If the lake is a no-go, what is plan B and plan C around Naran? Because this is where mindset changes everything.
That night, on that little balcony, listening to the river and sometimes to the rain starting and stopping, we listed our backups. For example, a slow morning in Naran itself, breakfast with a view, then maybe a shorter trip towards Batakundi if the road is clear, or just exploring small viewpoints along the valley. No pressure, no race with the sun.
And here is the important part. Even if the next morning had been crystal clear, those backup ideas were still good. So this is not just a rainy gay trick. It is a general Naran strategy. Always have one main plan and at least one softer, closer plan that needs less time, less energy, and less perfect weather.
Let me turn that whole evening into a mini guide for you. Very simple, very human. First, for hotels in Naran, especially when you arrive in the rain, remember 3 checks. Clean room, decent bathroom, and, if possible, a view, or at least the sound of the river. Do not let tiredness make the choice for you. Take 5 extra minutes to see 2 options.
Second, for food. When you are exhausted, go for familiar, comforting dishes. Dal, karahi, simple rice, chapati, chai. This is not the night to experiment with something strange. Your body and mood will thank you.
Third, for weather-based planning. Make your dream plan, like Saif-ul-Mulook at sunrise, but also write down 1 or 2 relaxed alternatives nearby. That way, if the rain changes your path, it does not feel like a failure, just a different version of the same trip.
And fourth, for the bazaar. Use it smartly. Pick up only what you really need for that specific weather. A budget raincoat, some dry socks, snacks for the next morning. Keep your main gear shopping for before the trip if you can.
Most importantly, though, allow yourself to enjoy these small, imperfect evenings. The ones where your shoes are a bit wet, your jacket is hanging to dry, you are holding a hot cup of tea, and the only big decision is, do we chase the clouds tomorrow, or do we sit with them?
Because honestly, when you look back later, these are the moments that stay. Not just the perfect photos, but the sound of the river on a random rainy evening, and the way your plans slowly bent instead of breaking.
If you are planning Naran or Kagan soon, and you want something practical to keep with you, we have put together a simple Naran stay and weather checklist for you. It covers these hotel checks, basic packing for rain, and a small list of backup plan ideas around Naran, so you are never stuck just staring at the clouds from your window.
You can grab it anytime on our website. Open it on your phone while you're actually on the road, and use it like a little friend in your pocket when the weather suddenly changes its mood.
All right, from our imaginary balcony in Naran to wherever you are listening right now, thank you for spending this rainy evening with us. Travel safe, stay flexible, and remember, every change of plan is just a new story. Khuda Hafiz from me.
And Khuda Hafiz from me too. May your next mountain evening have good chai, good company, and just the right amount of rain.